Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Just getting well, pardon any sync issues. Just getting the screen set up on the side. It doesn't let you do it before you go live. And on top of that, it doesn't remember your settings from last time. Even though this is like, I don't use this equipment to go live like elsewhere. So I don't know what it has to do that it forgets like the one place I put it like just about once a week. You're a computer. You're supposed to remember these things. But what is up? Oh, let me get this on live chat because I've got the YouTube chat. I've got Twitch chat. So what is up to Denise? And we owe you Bill Cooper. How is it going? Oh man, I don't know what the weather is, man. I'm like flop sweating so hard, and it's like I think it's like 79, 80 degrees in here Fahrenheit. Like outside, like it might be like 20 or 22, which sounds like Celsius. So like that's okay, but it's would be like it's 20 Celsius, so that would be cold to have the window open right now. And I mean, I've got a fan here. I just like I had to run in here to like I had to run and like park my car or something to get in here, but it's fine. So if I look like dewy, I don't know what that is. I apologize for that. Just the weather changing. It's like around here we were supposed to get like it's been relatively cold, like say around I don't know, like 5 Celsius, but then like yesterday, today, and tomorrow we had thunderstorms come in to make everything humid and rain, and then it's just gonna cool back down again. So it's just for these few days, it feels like spring or something. So that's like nice to wait, is it spring? No, I guess it's technically winter, but it sort of feels like May for a hot second, so that's cool. I like May. But it's not. Today is the Ides of March, March 15th. That is the biggest deal if you happen to be over on Tumblr. I don't know why that's a holiday there, but Tumblr has the best culture. And ever since March 1st, it's like, okay, wait for it. Here it comes. So it's been a solid 15 days of like jokes, like building up. And now we've got pictures of like a knife in the back of a Caesar salad dressing, and you can see the dressing pouring out. Or somebody took a knife and just stabbed, like they got a box of Little Caesars and some crazy bread, and it's just like a knife straight down through it. Stuff like that. So and just all kinds of memes and just it's just too much fun over there. I love it. What's up, Lisa? Glad you made it. Real you, Bill Cooper. Yeah, it is nice temperatures. If it was if I had a reason to go outside, I'm sure it would have been a nice temperature for it. There's nowhere to really go. 'Cause I don't want to get my eyes tired before I have to do this as well. So there's kind of no point unless there's an emergency or something like that. But normally, if you can like normally see, I would recommend going out. But just kind of too disabled for that, so I don't get to enjoy it. But if it's nice on Wednesdays, I'm usually out on Wednesdays, so we'll see then. I do need to play Mayhem, not all of it, but most of it in the car as loud as possible with the windows down. It is just that kind of album. Not gonna quite get into that yet. Let me do some official type of serious stuff first. Just going to my own live show. I guess it's faster than taking notes. I can just look up my own description. But what's going on? I don't have it on yet because I am gonna get my thoughts out about the Mayhem, the Lady Gaga album that came out like about a week ago. And then after that, I'll turn the phones on. So I do have a phone line to call in with. Well, that you can call in with. It would be weird for me to sit here and talk to myself on my own show in my second line. I don't have a dialogue like that set up. But coming up next week, next Saturday. So like next Saturday, plan to come here like regular. But then after that, at 10 p.m. an hour after my show ends next week, not tonight, next week, we go over to pill.net for Coffee Talk with Sandra. And it's like Zoso Dude is hosting something called Foxhole Squares, which is just Hollywood Squares on Foxhole. Yeah, Coffee Talk with Sandra. Allegedly, it's going to be Zoso Dude. It's going to be myself and Frank from Quite Frankly and King 40 doing that. Oh, what's up, John Rogers? Glad you made it. So that's going to be, again, just a regular show here next Saturday. Wait an hour, go over there. That's going to be about an hour, give or take. It doesn't sound like it's going to be like going on all night long. It's just a fun little game show with saying, just being silly with friends sort of thing. Damn straight, we owe you. Bill Cooper said one of the best starts to the spring is the first windows down, tunes up drive. I know that's right. I love nothing. One of my few pure joys in life is driving. Like just driving fast. I don't like to use the brake ever. I understand why it's there. I know it's, not cool to kill people. But I hate to have to slow down. I just want to get in the car and just drive, just windows down, just not a breakneck speed. I don't need to be pushing the car to its limits. I can get it up at like 75, put the cruise control on something, but just windows down so I can play my music louder. So I can, because if you have the windows up, it hits your left ear and then it might hurt more when your windows are up. That just means you have to roll down your windows, because why would you turn down your music? But yeah, these are the links are in the description for this, for the Coffee Talk with Sandra. I do have a link for her page in the description, so you can check her out and give her a follow, so you're all good to go for next week. And I also have a link for our March movie we'll be reviewing on the 29th. That is Runaway Train from 1985, starring Jon Voight. I have never seen it, but I know Jon Voight from other stuff, so I'm looking forward to it. It can't be bad. Action film, so that's cool. Oh, I hate to plug the super chats at the start of the show. It does feel like cheap, like I'm coming with my hat out, busking or something. But I'll mention it now just in case I forget to say it at the end. But, you don't have to donate to a channel to support it. Just show up, have a good time, smash the like button. You can also make sure you are subscribed with all of your notifications on. You can share the show if you think the folks who follow your content would dig it. But if you do want to support the show and have your comment read on the show, and have your money not go to Google, have it stay in the United States, and not go to hookers and blow, then I do have the links in the description for Super Chat. It's Venmo and also Buy Me a Coffee. It's, I guess it's just whichever one you prefer to use. Like if you already have one installed, use that. You don't have to install the other one to, I didn't grab my water. You guys. Hold on. Oh, Jesus. Almost had to cancel the whole show. No, it's all right. Yeah, so that's going on. Because while Mayhem did come out on March the 7th, albums drop at, midnight on the East Coast. So again, I've sort of, some of these things I may have said before, but I kind of want to get everything into one video in case people don't want to go through the last month or so of videos looking for just me talking about LG7, if there is that person out there. Bill Cooper, off that chair quick, like a puma. I get it. If it wasn't so hot, I almost wore my V-neck shirt, but then that just pulls to the side the whole time, and I didn't want to play with my shirt like that for 2 solid hours. Because it's one thing to listen to an album at home on the TV. It's another thing to listen to it in the car. Everything sounds better in the car. Oh, one to go to. Glad you did make it. Yeah. For example, Grace Still Plays a few years ago. I believe they did this on his TikTok. I don't condone TikTok, but that's beside the point. He took like clips from his videos and they turned it into songs, and then people took all of those songs and put them to get together in a compilation. Like I used to for about a year or so, that's all I played in the car was just that compilation stuff like that. Everything sounds better in the car. So I didn't, that's why last week I didn't want to judge it, because all I did was listen to it once at midnight, and that's it. Did not touch any of the other songs again until this last Wednesday when I was in the car. Because all I could do, I tried to listen to other songs, I really did, but I could not do anything except listen to How Bad Do You Want Me. That is it. There was no room for anything else in my life. But quite frankly, Grace Still Plays Dark Shadows and that one song. That is it. Couldn't do anything else if I wanted to. Didn't even want to eat. But I finally got through that. I know that song now. I'm good enough with it that I like to, because people will upload like how to. I guess you can use it like a piano tutorial, but for me, I'm just like matching up the notes because I can't quite read sheet music. So like I can play that piano thing and sing along to it. Like I'm that good with it. So I know that song great. I can move on to other songs. It's more than just one song. But let me back up just a tiny bit, because this started back in October, technically, is when yeah, I'll start with Disease. I'll start with Disease dropping as a single. That happened the end of October, roughly October 21st. I didn't find it until about November 1st or 2nd. Was going through some things, found this awesome song. Holy shit, Gaga's back. Disease fucks. As is. This is one thing. I'm going through these songs as is, except for one. I'm just talking about like how the songs are on the CD, the way the lady released them. Lisa Gray said me and Anthony need to do a duet. I will come back around to something like that. Hang up, put a pin in that. Put a pin in that. Because I found out something very important that I need in my life on Wednesday. That's sort of you're in the ballpark. Um, I've been waiting for music from Lady Gaga since 2016, because we had Art Pop in 2013, and then she released two other albums that were Joanna's Insufferable. That's when I found a lot of unreleased Gaga stuff, because I could not just go that long and not have new Gaga music in my life. So that's when I found a lot of her old stuff. And then Chromatica came out, and I took a month and a half, a solid month and a half. I've got the date and time when I finish this. I've went and found remixes for all of the songs and made my own Chromatica, because 2.5 minute, 3 minute long songs are not songs, those are demos. That is unacceptable. You cannot go buy a copy of Chromatica, play it all the way through, and feel satisfied. Will not happen. Bill Cooper, yeah, do what? Yeah. Hang on, hang on. So yeah, Disease goes hard as fuck. It's almost, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is almost like Bad Romance, in the way that you have to struggle to find a bad remix of Disease. They're out there, but you really do have to hunt and search for a bad one, because the rest of them, like, I mean, if they're not like just okay, like passable, just because like the remix is bad, like they're still good. It's still really good. You can do so much with the song. I've probably got 100 remixes of it without even trying, and I haven't even listened to them all yet. It's just that good. Disease is just that good. And then I really liked when Abracadabra came out, because I was sitting there in the car on a Monday thinking, if Disease is all I get from Mayhem, we didn't have a name for Mayhem yet. It was still LG7. I'm like, this is fine if all I get for the rest of my life is Disease. Got home, Abracadabra had come out within 24 hours. So there I was in a position that I like to be in. This is what I was used to with Gaga, is just being like right on top of all the releases, seeing everything that was coming out, being in the moment, with the song. That's what I'm used to. So I got to ride that high one more time with Abracadabra because that song came out and there was one remix of it, just one remix of it by Zelacad. It's spelled XELACAD. Zelacad. They have a remix of Abracadabra that is, as much as I just want to listen to the factory versions of this, I listen to that remix of it more because like it has a music video in it. I'm not going to click on Gaga's video to give her views. She's got enough money, but this is like the video for it, so I get to see that and like learn the dance moves and all that stuff. Um it just goes harder. It's more intense. I like it more. It's more in your face. It's just bigger, but it still kind of sounds the same. I'm probably not doing it justice. I love that remix. And as much as I keep looking for remixes of it, I wasn't finding a lot of good ones. I realized I was pushing it. You know, like it's good enough on its own. I'm not used to songs being good enough on their own, not since 2013. So excuse me for being in this mindset of having to find remixes. Like, whoa, it's I don't have to mess with it. I don't know what this is like. I was a different person when the world was like this. So, you know, Abracadabra remixes can not fly as far. That's no one's fault. You could just listen to Abracadabra as is. It doesn't need a remix. Imagine that. Imagine that. Dandy said, somebody throw some water in my face. I need to wake up. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, let me just splash some water on my equipment. That's what I need to have happen. Love Abracadabra. Has a better video than Disease. I have only seen the music video for Disease once all the way through, and then if people remix it, I've seen it there, but I don't really quite, it doesn't really quite have like a dance move to it that like one could exactly learn, not to my, I'm not a dancer, but so it has to be something simple that I can see repeated to like learn a dance move. Abracadabra is more like that. It's very, I've discussed it before. I do like the video. And I did watch the live performance she did on SNL. Somebody mentioned it in the chat room, so I just watched it maybe about an hour or so ago. It is very good. It is very good. Very reminiscent of the music video, but it's very small. It's at once expansive and claustrophobic because you're getting like the vibes of the music video, which is huge, but then like they've got like they're on the stage plus they're in this little like light up box, and so you've got all the dancers in the small space, and you're thinking of the video where like they're doing all these big dance moves, but now everybody's enclosed, so it's like, you know, like it's very, you know, nobody wants to bump into each other. It works. It works. It's cute. It works. They even do the part with the cane. I like it. I watched it twice. It's very good. And it's got something like 3 million views for so good for her. I like how it starts out with her like they drop out all of the background vocals, all the background music, so it is just her singing. That woman sings live. Say what you want about her, she does sing live. And like they're picking her up or moving her around. She sounds out of breath. Like, did you run up to the stage? Damn, but she's doing the damn thing. Very good live performance. Apparently, she also did a Killa. I don't care for that song, so I'm not gonna. I don't care to click on. I don't want to give that a view, to be honest. Okay, so those are the first two songs we do know. Now, when you start an album with the first two songs are both singles, that makes me nervous. What's up, Kara? Glad you made it. I've seen that happen before. Like say you got like three singles. That's the first three tracks on an album, and then the rest is just filler. So like right away, didn't quite like that. Then, you know, before all of this, she did come out with a song with Bruno Mars called Die With a Smile, and that is slapped right on the end. So that kind of makes me think of how, like, Applause is just kind of slapped onto the end of Art Pop. But that song belongs on that album. Art Pop does. But so, like, right, like, just the way, like, the form of it kind of had me nervous. Okay, here's this extra song that I don't care for. I don't see why it's there. Just slapped on the end. First two songs are the singles. But I still had a good feeling overall, so I was not put off. Anyway, dive into it. They don't release songs in order. You got to put them in your own order in a playlist. That's how I did it. Third song on the album is called Garden of Eden. Right away, this gave me like 2006, going out to the club, Nelly Furtado type of vibes. The chorus, it's like the chorus is probably the weakest part of it. It kind of gives me like Joanne sort of vibes, which is never a good sign. But overall, it is a good song. It goes really hard in the car. But it does have like that throwback feel to it, which is fine, which is fine. I should say Disease and Abracadabra do feel very like modern, very like futuristic, like moving forward towards a new sound, like a refreshing take on Lady Gaga. But again, here at Garden of Eden, it's like we're partying back, and at least for me, partying back in the day vibe to it, which is fine, which is good. That's okay. Fourth song is called Perfect Celebrity. This was the one I mentioned last week. It's like doing Evanescence better than Evanescence, because what they do, like they're okay when they like try to do a pop song, even though they are a rock band, because that's sort of like it is sort of like a rock song. It does references some of her older songs. These aren't all the references, but I noticed like Plastic Doll, The Fame, Princess Die. What Princess Die is not an official song. Princess Die. Oh, Carrie, Nick, you reminded me how thirsty I am. So it's okay to reference your other works. I like that she's referencing an unreleased song that came out in roughly the Born This Way era. That is one of my favorite songs. Something I found when Joanne came out. You know how it is. But it is not bad. These first two songs, again, they go hard in the car. They're very good. I would listen to them again. I will eventually learn both of them. Like probably Perfect Celebrity before I learned Garden of Eden. But both of them are very good. Again, better in the car. Now we're getting a little bit more into it. The fifth song is called Vanish Into You. And it starts out sounded like it's gonna be I don't know. I like the way it starts out. But then like right away slips into this like 70s like Studio 54 um vibe thing that is just not my thing. Not with any, powder, without powder around. I'm not digging the 70s at all. What's up, Zora? Glad you made it. Stop by to hear now. This is beyond me. It's not so bad. It's digestible. But Vanish Into You, when it gets into like the 70s part, it made me think of Fashion exclamation point, because Gaga has two songs called Fashion. One is just, like Fashion, nothing extra. That's like pre the Fame, so like maybe 2006, 2007. I'm talking about Fashion exclamation point from Art Pop. Funnily enough, I cannot listen to that song anymore. I ruined it for myself. I no longer take songs and put somebody's name I know into the song because I've ruined too many songs that way. That's one of them. I fucked it up for myself. But I can listen to this. It's like vaguely reminiscent of that during those parts, and I'm okay. Now you can tell your ear will pick up. There's a part in this song where the notes are almost exactly the same as a part in Bad Romance, like the O's before she actually sings the song. And so people have immediately started like overlaying Bad Romance and Vanish Into You. They have not done it well yet, but they will. Someone will figure it out. And then the ending kind of reminds me of Dope. Dope the song. These are, yeah, I'm not talking about drugs right now. These are all songs. But I like it. That's the I'm learning it now. I do like Vanish Into You. Don't really care for the 70 part, but that'll just come to me. It's fine. I like it a lot. It's good. The sixth song is called Killa, Killah. I've listened to it twice. That's plenty. This is the one that starts out like I was really getting a hella TLC vibe, like T-Boz, because she's singing low. Um, Gaga did write a song for TLC called Posh Life, so I was thinking of that. And then, oh, I listened to all of these except for that before, today, so they would be fresh in my head. It gets like halfway through and it starts doing this high pitched sound. And she's never done that in any of her albums before. I don't have to put up with that. So skip. I don't want to see it live. If I care, I'll look up a remix for it. But as of right now, it might as well not exist. I don't have it in my playlist. So just nope. I don't think it's quite that long either, but that's okay. Seventh song is called Zombie Boy. It's all one word. This song is very 70s drag show. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's very okay. It's sort of like a song about like you're gonna be up all night partying anyway. Whatever what the hell ever. Just like like turn into the skid, go for it. Like subject wise for the song, it's not terrible. It's not great. Again, it's just very okay. But I was getting to this part of the album and I wrote down, I said, Woman, don't make me look bad because I've been talking up this album for how many months now? And I can't be wrong about this. I can't, you can't continue in this fashion. I'll have to start making excuses. Don't do this to me. Like by now, it's probably like 1 in the morning. But the next song, eighth track, it's called Love Drug. If the last song was the 70s, this is the 80s, so it's like an 80s a more of a rock type of a song, like a chill love song, that feel to it. Should I start? I'll come to that. I like it. Again, that this is one that I will end up learning. I think what I'm doing is I'm learning the songs one at a time, the ones that I like. So that's how I'm going through it. But definitely that is one I do want to get in the memory. Since as bad as my memory is, I can still learn songs. So far it's been a very like party, early 2000s, 60s, 70s disco, rock and roll. But really only Disease and Abracadabra were very like gaga to me. Then we get to track 9, How Bad Do You Want Me? And the song is so good I had to make my last episode about it or after it. I like this immediately. And again, some songs that you end up liking them after you've gotten all the way to the end. This one, right away, I was digging it, all for it. Took so much willpower to only let this play once, not go back at all, to just let it play for the 4 minutes and then just go to the next song. It was so hard. It was so hard. Oh my God. But you have to. That's like imagine, like you get a new record or CD, you play it at your friend's house. You can't, turn that back. Like, fuck you, man. We're listening to the whole thing. We can hear it again. We play it again. Shut the fuck up. Let me, it's so a fight's gonna break out. So like with that mentality, it's like just let it play, experience it the way it was meant to be. But it does sort of give me the vibe of like a Madonna's type of song. It sounded like Addicted from MDNA at the beginning, like 90s vibe. Kind of makes me think of I'll Remember from, when did that come out? 92? Again, a Madonna song. Love it to death. That's got to be one of my all-time favorite songs in life, as many hundreds of years as I've been alive. I like it that much. That makes the whole album worth it. It makes all the weight worth it. Even if all I got Disease was Abracadabra, that's great too. But that you couldn't have told me there was going to be a song better than that coming along. You could not have told me that. But here it is. Can't say enough good things about it. No, I didn't realize this at the time, but I totally skipped over one song and didn't realize it and listened to it last Wednesday in the car. So like that night when the album came out, I missed this. So like I'm sorry. But after How Bad Do You Want Me, it's a 10th track called Don't Call Tonight. This one is it's like a late 80s, early 90s sort of sound to it. It's okay. It's okay. I can see myself learning it. I like one line in it, and so like yeah, I would learn a whole song for one line. But as I listened to it a little bit more earlier, I swear it's what's love got to do with it. And that's something that you will notice about this album, especially like the rest of these. A lot of the songs sound like two different songs or two different genres or two different eras mashed together. And it works sometimes, sometimes it does not. And often sometimes these songs sound like it sounds like two different songs smushed together. And again, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So like Vanish Into You, it starts out this one way. I thought it's going to be like this big songy, big singing voice song. Then you got the 70s bit, and then you got and like by the end it's all okay, but we shouldn't have these like wild up and down. Like write your 70s song, write your 80s song, write your rock song, right? Don't write bits and pieces of all this stuff and then throw it up into the air and then like gather it all and then like okay, these are the songs now. That's how it feels. It really starts to the more you listen to it, the more you notice it. It won't exactly put you off from it. If you want to dig into it and let yourself be bothered by it, you can. But like on the whole, it's not gonna like put you off from listening to the album. If you're into those genres, if you're into stuff from like disco in the 70s all the way up through the early 2000s, feel, yeah, this is totally for you. Uh, yeah, don't call tonight. It's fine. It's fine. Now we're on to 11th track. This is the shortest track. Lisa Gray said, "Don't mean to brag, but I know all the lyrics to Tequila by the Champs from 1958. Whoa. That's like the rap god of its day." Oh, I guess let me say this since I did listen to all this in the car before I get too far ahead. Listening to How Bad Do You Want Me in the car made me realize I need a cover of this done by Frankincense. I need a drum cover of How Bad Do You Want Me. I don't care when it happens. It can happen while I'm alive. It can happen after I'm dead. Just do it and make it public. But it like I was listening to that and I could just see Frank just doing the drumming. I can't even mime it because I don't know how to drum, but I could see it. He could play that. There's space in that song for a drum. There's like an actual drum in it. It would be perfect. It would be like I would cry so hard. Like he's not gonna do it in my lifetime. It's gonna happen posthumously if it does happen. But I can see it in my head. We Owe You Bill Cooper said, "Do you have to listen to an album in the order the songs are on it, or can you press random and enjoy it that way? I cannot hit random myself. I can never hit random. I am not a random person. I can't take a playlist and put it on random and let it play all the way through because what if it doesn't remember my original setting? Then I'm fucked. I'm never going to remember that." So, like the first time I do listen to an album, I want to hear it the way the artist intended it. So, like, I will listen to it, one, two, three. But then after that, I can do whatever the hell I want with it. So, like for Chromatica, while I did go through every single song, even the Elton John song, like some of those songs are just meh, and find remixes for them. I'm not gonna do that with this. I'm not gonna find a remix for Shadow of a Man. I'm not gonna find a remix for Killa. I mean, like I might, like my Summer Cross one, but I'm not gonna seek it out because I really don't care. I'm more likely to because I just have playlists, so I'll just take Yeah, for example, I've got like all of Madonna, so it's just like it might be True Blue, but just the songs I like from True Blue. So it won't be like every single song, like nothing against some of the other songs. It's just songs that I just don't listen. I don't listen to every single song. Say on like a prayer, nothing wrong with that album. It's great, but there's just I don't listen to like Dear Jesse on a regular basis. It's a cute song. It's just something I'm not gonna. I'll like search it out separately. Yeah, 11 is Shadow of a Man. This is just a disco Michael Jackson song. I never understood what Michael Jackson said in any of his songs. I had to use a lyric version of this to know what the hell she was saying. It's listened to a bowl. If again, if it's like on a CD at a party and it just happens to be playing, you don't really have to like skip to the next song. You can just let it play. It's not going to hurt your feelings, but it's a Michael Jackson song. I'm not a fan, so skip. The 12th song, it's called The Beast. This has got to be the slowest song. Oh, We Owe You, Bill Cooper, like kind of like best ofs for you. Yeah, it's just whatever songs I happen to like from an album. Like they say somebody has an album and it's like 12 songs long, but I only like 8 of them. That's what I've got in the playlist, so they don't need me. I'm not gonna waste my time with a song that I would skip over on a CD. That sort of mentality. It's kind of like if I were to like burn a CD, it would be in that order, same as the playlist. Probably over explaining myself. Yeah, The Beast is a slower type of song. And I think I was thinking this at the time when I heard it, but yeah, like I was sort of messaging my brother back and forth. But again, I don't want to be like texting him at 2 or 3 in the morning expecting an answer. So the next day we're talking about the album and he said, yeah, The Beast. He's like, oh man, that's just Bleeding Love by Leona Lewis. I'm like, that's what it is. It is very like that that pace of song. It's not a bad song. It is something I might want to like eventually learn. The first thing I wrote down was Disney villain song. It does have that kind of a vibe to it. It's just yeah, again, I do probably somebody has already done this, but they've probably gone and found the songs that these songs remind them of, and might like made a playlist or made a video saying what the songs are like. So they've done the work for me. Like it does make me think of other things. A lot of these songs, except for disease. Yeah, except for disease, all of these songs kind of make you like remind you of something you've heard before. In a good way. It doesn't really sound like she's say like ripping off these other people. It sounds like more like paying homage to or like so what's the thing? Like mimicry is the best form of flattery. That mindset in that vein, we'll say. There's only a few more. It's not that long. What did I do? Yeah, okay. Okay, 13th song. It's called Blade of Grass. Now, this is a good slow song. I do like it. However, lyrically, I don't know what the hell. This woman just kind of fell off somewhere, starting with Joanne. And this sort of makes me want now, it's kind of good. This makes me want to go and listen to the A Star is Born soundtrack to see if like she was having problems back then because I couldn't understand what she was saying in Shallow and what other song I listened to off of that album. But it just like lyrically, she could write more strongly. She's done it in the past. Oh, what's up, V Chap? Glad you made it. And I don't know if it's her. I don't know if it's her co-writers. I don't really know what's going on. It's not terrible. Again, it is a nice relationshipy type of song. Her voice is not exactly pleasant in it, so it's not something. It would be hard to learn because of that. And I've never had that problem with her voice before. But again, somewhere along the line, somebody told her to start belting one day, and she just started doing it, and just without hearing herself back, because she gets up so high and it just becomes completely unpleasant. And I've always liked her voice. That's why I like How Bad Do You Want Me, because you can hear her voice clearly. There's no effect on it. That was my complaint with Disease when it first came out. There's like this like extra added effect, so we cannot like hear her voice clearly. That sort of pissed me off. Was the whole album going to be that way? No, but it's just she doesn't have enough people around her telling her no. But it is a good song. These songs are all like of a good like length, you know, like around 4 minutes. Maybe the shortest songs, like Nevermind Shadow of a Man. It's a shadow of a song. Everything else is like say at least 3 minutes 45 seconds to like 4 minutes, you know, 4 minutes plus. So those are acceptable lengths. Some of them could be longer. Now this is I did this for you. I have not listened to this damn song since it first came out, but I listened to it before because I was talking about the whole album. 14th track, Die with a Smile. It's the duet with Bruno Mars. This is just a 70s duet that should have been on the Joker 2 soundtrack. That's it. What's it doing there? What's it about? I don't it doesn't make me feel ways about stuff. I wouldn't I would be embarrassed to play that in front of somebody I loved. It's that kind of a love song. Like, what do you want to break up? Why would you play this shit in front of me? You know, I don't listen to this crap. So, well, you know, with the lyrics on, so I knew what everybody was saying. Just no, skip. Now that's the CD proper. There are two extra tracks. One of them is a. I'll do this one first. One of them was the if you buy the CD at Target, the physical copy had a bonus CD or a bonus track on there called "Kill for Love." It is a what's the Bruno Mars song? Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. I know it's not the name of the song, but that line in it. You know that song, you've heard it before. You don't need to hear it again in a disco version. Neither do I. Skip. So that's 4 songs that are just no. However, there was an extra track on the album that was sent to Japan. They got the good extra song. They got Can't Stop the High. This is a cool party song. I like this. Again, an early 90s vibe to it. Very cool. This is like the third song that I've totally dug that I will be learning. Um, but on the whole, like this song, while I do like it, it is very much, you know, like it starts out one way. Like the chorus doesn't feel like it belongs with the rest of the song. It's like you were like writing the idea, then you stopped, then you came back to it. Oh shit, we got to put a song together. I guess it's finished. So it's just all of the songs, almost all of the songs are kind of like that. It's like maybe like everybody went off and wrote separately and then came together and didn't have time to make it very cohesive. Like they ran out of time. So it's like, this is good enough and just put it out there. Because what was happening, she didn't just stop and do Mayhem. She was doing Joker 2 and also making that whatever the hell Harlequin was. And the only reason we needed that album was for Happy Mistake. But you could have put that on Mayhem, skipped all the Joker 2 stuff and Harlequin stuff, and just focused on Mayhem. If she would have just focused on Mayhem, we could have gotten more stuff like Disease and Abracadabra and How Bad Do You Want Me. But no, trying to get this woman to focus on one album is like herding cats. She's never, this is as close as we are going to come to it ever again. If it took her that much time to get it together to give us this album, how long is it going to take her to do it again? We can't give her another 10, 20 years to do this. She's almost 40, and of course, I'm going to compare her to Madonna. Like I think Gaga did start out wanting to be the next Madonna, singing and dancing for her whole life. But what happened was during the Born This Way ball in 2012, there's video of this. She was performing Shisa, and she just drops to her knees and like finishes doing the dance moves, like kneeling, just moving with her arms and stuff. Find out she'd broken her hip. She thought it was a bad sprain. It was a break. Tour got canceled, all this stuff. And I'm sure it still gives her pain. You can tell, like, from the Chromatica tour, even from the Joanne tour, like she is getting up there and dancing, but it's not as much as it was for like Born This Way and all that before. So, like, yes, she has had that injury. Yes, she is getting older. So, like, let's think about it. If she were to drop another album, she would be like just slightly over 40 by then. She's not going to get up there and be dancing around and doing all that stuff, because what I have found out, it's the Mayhem tour is going to be like the Chromatica tour, in that it's not going to be like all these cities, pardon me. Pardon any lag. Gone are the days of these multi stop tours for albums. Chromatica, I wasn't paying attention, but it was like a handful of dates, and that was it. And it seems like Mayhem's going to go the same way. All right, okay, fine. I get it. You're getting older, stuff hurts, you don't want to move around that much. Okay, you can do that. But what you could do is write a full like dance album, only do your handful of dates, record it, and then go home and heal. So you're not touring to like 50 places. You're only doing like 10. You can push yourself for 10 concerts. I don't understand why she's acting like it's like she's acts like she's saving her energy for something. What? What? Because we're still waiting. We're still waiting. So while I think like she could write a killer dance album and have like the whole thing be bangers from end to end, like since she cannot perform it, she will not write that. So we're never gonna get like a dance album all the way through. Dandy, I never liked Bruno Mars. Yeah, it just he doesn't bother me, but I don't. Here's the thing: I don't think I can go to Bruno Mars's YouTube page and click on his latest album, and he'll have a Shisa level dance song on there. I don't listen to Lady Gaga. I don't pick up Gaga wanting to listen to Bruno Mars. I don't think people pick up Bruno Mars wanting to listen to Lady Gaga. So like that's why I'm sort of like pissed off about it. Arden, glad you made it. Oh, hanging out with your sister. That's cool. So this is as good as we're gonna get. I mean, we got How Bad Do You Want Me, so I really can't complain about that. If this is all we get forever, that's fine. If this is what I've been waiting for, great. I'm super happy with it. Can't even put that into words. Um, but I just don't like the disjointed feel of it. Again, like say maybe like start out like the start of the album, make that more like disco and 70s, and like go into the middle, do like your 80s rock stuff, and then like do the end of the album with like your 90s pop. Have it flow like that. Why do we need two Bruno Mars songs? Why do we have the duet and then we have Kill for Love? That's just another Bruno. That's just her singing as Bruno Mars. So great. So she's a great mime. I love that. I like her sense of humor in that way. That's the funny thing about Shisa. That song is always gonna slap. It's like deeper and deeper for Madonna. It's always gonna be hot. It doesn't matter what decade you're in, what century you're in, what country you're in, what planet you're on. Those songs are always gonna be hot. And Scheisse is called, that's a German word for shit. That's the point. She's like, I'm going to make everybody dance to shit, and you're going to love me for it. And we do. You can still remix the hell out of that song, and it's great. It's just that iconic. And I forgot my point. I'll make another point. Okay, so Gaga knows how to sound like Michael Jackson. She knows how to sound like Bruno Mars. She knows how to sound like Taylor Swift. She knows how to sound like Tina Turner. She knows how to sound like all these other artists. She knows how to sound like Lady Gaga for a couple of songs. Like, just do a whole album like that, do a tiny tour of it, dance your ass off, go home and rest. I don't understand why she couldn't do that, but it just she's she's getting older and she spends a lot of time with her beard because she's been engaged to this guy for like years. He's got money and it helps out with her makeup. That's why I call him a beard. So she would rather hang out with some gay dude who doesn't want to marry her and get plastic surgery. Those are her priorities. But I do appreciate what she did give us. People can take this. If she never puts out another album, if she does put out another album, it doesn't matter because people can take this and remix the hell out of it and have fun with it for years to come. So it's not like it's just one and done. Just the CD came out and that's it. Everybody go home. No, there's so much that can be done. So many remixes. Um, so much stuff you can do with dance music that I didn't realize because again my brother just listens to like say like rock and roll and stuff like that. It's just one and done where like I'll listen to like I'm still listening to remixes from Chromatica and stuff like that. That's a 5-year-old CD almost now. So you can still get life out of the thing. It's not just these songs and just that's just it. There's a lot to work with here. My thing is it's so funny that Gaga started out and she is like breaking the mold, making new sounds, doing new things that we had never seen before to go from that to making very good copies of everybody else. She's like doing what these other artists have done like in her own style. And I do appreciate that the versatility. We want more of her. We people buy Lady Gaga albums to hear Lady Gaga. They don't buy something that they think is going to be a modern dance album and get disco. And who is she writing this for? Because she's like slightly younger than me, so this is not the type of music she would have exactly grown up with, unless this is the stuff like maybe her dad was playing when she was growing up, so she got into it then. Folks my age, we did not listen to disco in the 90s. Like the closest I came to it was like Hung Up, the Madonna song from 2005. So that's it's really not my thing. And like cocaine is fine with me and all, but I've never listened to disco and done cocaine. With that in mind, don't do drugs. However, I like a full experience. Like I never understood house music until I started like partying and doing pills. Now I'm all about it. With that in mind, I would like to get some Columbia marching powder, and then I would listen to the entire album all over again, even the songs I don't like, just to see how it hits. I think it would change things. So I've listened to it on the balcony. I've listened to it sober. I'm always sober in the car. So like on the whole, like you can buy this right now. It's a CD. It's an audio cassette. It's vinyl. So like it's out there physically if you're into that. I don't think I would care for that just because like you get the high pitched noises on the sixth track, and then like it doesn't have "Can't Stop the High." That's in Japan. So like right there, you don't get that at all. And how do you end the CD with Die with a Smile? when something like Born This Way ends with the edge of glory. You cannot compete with that. So right there, it doesn't stand a chance. But if she wasn't so distracted, she spreads herself too thin, does not have enough people telling her no, like, no, don't get your lips done. No, don't get your cheeks done. No, that's not the issue. Go back into that like sit down and write and don't come out until a full song is done in one style. Like is she a fan of Anthony Vincent, like all of his styles? Like does she watch his like I'm starting to like does she hold on, are we like a 6 degrees of separation? Yeah, Lisa. Yeah, right. Exactly that. Colombian marching powder. Uh, so it just, she is just too distracted with the plastic surgery to focus on what we need her to do. But, I got How Bad Do You Want Me? So I'm really not. Like, 4 of these songs are just no. So that's 10 good songs right there. That's not bad at all. That's more than a record back in the day. Very listen toable. Some of these songs, again, you're at a party, you see these playing. You're not gonna have to like run up to like the person hosting the party and have them like skip a CD, the song. So it's nothing. There are songs like that, like oh no, you're putting on Joanne. Oh hell no, I'm going home. But it's not even a dance album. And then some of these songs again, if you're playing them all the time at your friend's house, you're gonna hear the songs. You're just gonna like pick them up and learn them without even trying. So I understand these are songs that are. I'm sure like if I didn't buy it, my buddy would have bought the CD and we'd like be partying on the weekends. So I just like slowly pick them up that way. The songs I didn't care for, so I'd learn it all like that. Yeah, we owe you Cooper. Yeah, with that in mind, don't do drugs. However, I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm telling you about what I would do. Lisa Ray, I've always been the B-side fan. Yeah, BRB if possible. B-Chap, cool. See, now I'm a little bit interested. Maybe not right away because I'm still learning the album proper, but if there are any other tracks that she did right around this time that did not make it to the album, I wonder how disco-y those are. Slightly interested in that. I'm a little bit more interested in just actually learning the songs that I do like and just, appreciating the fact that it almost feels impossible sitting here like with an actual, Gaga album that is good that I can not be embarrassed about. I don't know how to act. So, but that's a real thing. So again, if you're into music from the last, like from the disco and on, there's something in there you'll like. It is not just dance, it's not just disco, it's not just rock, it's not just singer songwriter stuff. So like there is a mix of things in there for people. Uh it's just again, a little. She just needed to like focus a little bit more on it. She has too many irons in the fire, too many yes men. But it is worth the wait. It is worth the wait. It doesn't make up for everything that's happened since 2016, but has been worth the wait. I don't have to eat my words. Um, it's something that I do want to play in the car. Something that I do like. You play the song and then like you're listening to it later in a good way. It's not like an earworm. Like that's always good. Don't need all the Bruno Mars in there. Are you guys dating? Why is he around so much? Why are you referencing Michael Jackson? What everybody knows he did. But that's Mayhem. That is available for free on YouTube. I was thinking about it. I'll never mess with Spotify again. What I had to go through with the last 2 albums. So no, but just waited for it on YouTube. Like it was not up at midnight, so I got nervous. But literally 12:01 and everything drops. I was like, oh my god, okay, okay. And then like she just was on SNL. Like I was doing my show, or I don't know what time SNL comes on. I don't watch it. I'm not. It's not the '90s. There's no reason to watch SNL. I guess she was on there. She was like the host and the performer, whatever the hell that means. So there's a monologue, and you can't. That is the one good thing about Abracadabra. Again, I mentioned it before. Since she's kind of far away and everything's going on, you're not focused on the plastic surgery she's had. So that's good. Uh, Listen to it for free wherever you can because these people have enough money. You really don't have to give their content clicks. You can find somebody else with a smaller page who uploaded the same song and give them the views and the likes. Danny said, I was really surprised how much they liked her in A Star is Born. Oh, cool. Is she good in it? I will watch it, but I do want to watch since I've seen the first two. I want to see the Streisand one, and then I'll watch the Gaga A Star Is Born. The first one I want to say is on YouTube from the 30s, and I have A Star Is Born with Judy Garland. This one has it does at times it's just like still photos, like they went to like recreate the lost footage and make it the length it was before it was cut. So they did that. All right, that's enough about Mayhem. Let's talk about Quite Frankly. We got a Saturday show last week, and that was too much fun. That is great. It was Frank was there with his dad, and then Jeff is his dad, Anthony's cousin. Dude had jet black hair, like the blackest hair. Like this is a black pen. It was blacker than that, like the blackest hair you've ever seen. And just in case, let me turn the phone on. I do have a phone for the channel. It's 419 If you want to call in, that's a thing you can do. Got all my notifications up. That will scare the shit out of me. But Frank's mom was there on the couch, but we didn't know until like halfway through. And Frank's like, "Oh, mom, you gotta pick up the microphone." It's like if she's there, he didn't tell us, but like his mom was there. I think Anthony Vincent was there for like part of it, but then Frank sort of like covered up his screen. I don't know if he went out or whatever, but he was there for some of it. But Frank didn't mention this before. Jeff is Frank's godfather, and this dude, I didn't catch his last name, but he's like a radio host. Like he's been doing this like his whole life has been like music and radio, those sort of things. But it was so cool. It was I don't know who in his family had a video camera that was recording video in color in the late 50s, but they had it. And it's like a bunch of guys around this little dinky pool. And like this one dude with the cigar, like he just gets in and lays down on his back and he's just splashing water. And like all the other guys get in, they act like they're going to dive in. It's just, adult men just being goofy and silly as hell. And Frank's like, "Yep, that's my grandpa right there, the one with the cigar." I was like, "Yep, he's committed to the bit. Doesn't care if a cigar gets wet. He's just having a good time being silly." And Frank's like, "Oh, but you don't understand. They were always like that every time they got together." I'm like, So, like that one house, whenever there's a party, it just gets like loud down the block for a few hours. It was probably that family. I had asked if Jeff was a Judy Garland fan in Discord, and then Frank actually asked them about Judy, and like I got an answer. It was around 9:30. I've got to go back and watch, but I like what they had to say. That was very cool of Frank to ask them, because that guy was straight. I'm always interested in what straight people think about Judy Garland, because like the people just assume just like it equals like gay stuff, but it doesn't. I'm just interested in their perspective. Now they must have said something that reminded me of this because there's no way they would say this on the show. But uh over in Fremont, Ohio, I could find the intersection if I had to. But what it was about like 20 years ago or more, it would have been more. But there was like this big house on a just the corner at the intersection. No traffic light, just like one way stop. And it was either like a big house that was just maybe broken up into like a couple of apartments, or maybe it was just one big ass house. Anyway, like I would drive past there regularly. Went past one time and it was all fucked up. Like it must have burned like half of the like big corner of it was just all burnt up. Nobody was living there. Like I'm sorry they lost their house. That was really fucked up. It was, like two, three, it was, big ass fucking place, big piece of land. Anyway, go by another time. It's torn down. Oh, that's so sad. Anyway, go back by another time. Oh, they're building something there. Cool. I wonder what it's gonna be. Go back there another time. Look over. Wait, wasn't there that house that burned down there? They did not build a fucking fire station where a house burned down. It's true though. Unless the fire station burned down, it's still there. There's like this road, and it's like an intersection, and like you swoop down, and then there's like the speedway across the street, and then the BP, and like rallies. I could find it on a map, but it's a real place. But like that's a real thing that happened. House burnt down, built a fire station there. Probably still exists, but I had to mention that because I don't think I brought that up before. What the hell? It's like tearing down a bar and then putting a building in its place and making that an Alcoholics Anonymous. What the hell? Oh, we tore down that hospital. Now it's a trap house. And I forget what happened, but acute aggression. Maybe something was aggressively cute. But Frank's dad had, I guess it was Frank and Jeff back in it was like 87, 88, Christmas time. And they've got their video camera, and it's just them like outside. Like the stores are closed, but like they got the lights on for nighttime, and they're just looking inside for all these store displays of like clothing and stuff. And his dad is just ripping them apart. He's just like roasting these Christmas displays, like, oh, look, they barely had time to take it out of the box before they plugged it in. Just it's something to say about every single display, just totally ripping into them. I love it because that's the kind of shit we used to do as kids. John Rogers, that is the closest rallies we have now in Fremont. Jesus. How? Because how long does it take to get there? What did you eat it in the car on the way back? Thank you, Arden. I love your laugh. You can't make this stuff up. But yeah, they're just tearing into window displays, Christmas decorations. People are just trying to be fancy, and he's just not having any of it. In the nice, and like the whole time, like the radio's playing like Johnny Mathis or something like that. John Rogers, I miss the big Buford's. I miss they had those fries. They were like, I think they were regular fries, but they were actually like pretty seasoned. Bill Cooper, yeah, maybe the firefighters lit it up for the location. Yeah, it's like this is a perfect intersection. Like right down the road is the gas stations, and in the rallies. Yeah, I'm starting to think now. Wait a minute. Oh goodness. I forget which grandpa Frank, because Frank had mentioned before that his grandpa saw the Fatima miracle in 1917 in Portugal, and that it was his grandpa who saw the Fatima blessing, and he was born in 1900. The grandpa was. So he was, 17 when he saw it. I guess he was stationed in Portugal during the war. Had lied about his age, and saw it. Danny said I had a rallies behind my place in Elyria. Oh, nice. I have one now, a street over in Cleveland. What the fuck? Yeah, hey. Are you like when you like move, are you specifically looking for like rallies? Like, all right, looking for rent, for rent, for rent. There we go. So I want to smell like the rallies when I open my back windows every day. And I don't recall what this was in context to, but I had to write it. I just liked the line, so I wrote it down. You can't recreate it, so you have to create something new. Who said that? I just got this pen to work right. It's been skipping something fierce. I worked on 10:44 p.m. Yeah, Frank does not mention that too much, but yeah, his grandpa saw the miracle, the Fatima blessing. It's just you probably know more about it than me. I would have to like watch a video about it real quick to jog my memory. You know what it is. You know what it is. Go to your search engine and type in Fatima 1917, and it will tell you everything I've forgotten. It's a thing that happened. It was an event. They were talking about the movie Rear Window, and I haven't seen it. I think I've got it saved on Tubi to watch. It's Alfred Hitchcock, classic. But the way Anthony said it, I can't do Anthony, Frank's dad, Anthony. I can't do an impression. Or yeah, maybe I'm not sure. I would have. It's been so I've forgotten what that was. It just a steel trap memory. Because didn't they like people saw something in the sky? I really don't. Yeah, I hate having a terrible memory like that. But yeah, Anthony said Raymond Burr scared the shit out of me in that movie. Like, oh, I didn't know Rear Window was scary. Like that made me want to watch it even more. I didn't realize there was like a villain in it. Oh, what's up, Brenda? Glad you made it. Oh, don't forget to smash the like button if you haven't already. There, that Saturday show you've got to watch it because the very last line is hilarious. Because Frank starts playing. I guess Frank's dad, Anthony. This dude, this was the man. Like everybody's got that friend or like they know that person that has all the music. This guy had all the music, and that was a big deal before streaming. Dude had something like 700 records. So we had like this was the dude with the tunes. But I guess he would always like play like certain songs. He had a song he would play at the beginning of spring, and Jeff almost started crying. But they get to the end, and Frank starts playing another song, and immediately his dad gets emotional. So this is a song of hope and spring, and it credits. I love how in touch with his emotions he is. He does something. I noticed this is what I do. I didn't understand what I was seeing at first, but then because Frank will ask a question of his dad, and then his dad just like he holds so still, and then like then he answers, but it's like I'm like, why does he like freeze while he's listening to the question? But then I remembered why, like, I didn't say record myself listening to Mayhem for the first time because when I listen to something with my bad hearing, it's like, because I don't know, it's, might hit my ear a certain way, or I'm just, and that's not very entertaining for an hour. So I don't think people want to see, like, watch me struggling to hear a song for that one. So that I don't think that's because I'm certainly, oh my God, it's just, or for like crying when I hear a song. Nobody wants to see that, so that's why I'm this is not that gimmicky of a channel. Arden said Rear Window is a good movie, but some of it is a bit weird in a 1950s way. Yeah, the 50s did have some weirdness. That 50s weirdness. Like everything's clean and proper, but there's something going on. Monday's coffee chat. This dude was in the chat room talking about how his dad's or his grandpa, one of them, organized Nazis to come to California after World War II. I told that guy to call into the show, but he never like asked for the number or anything like that. That would be interesting. And that's when people were asking, somebody in the chat room just asked if Frank had heard from Jerry Coogan in a while, and Frank had not. I got in touch with him the other day. He's around. He's alive. He's okay. He's just busy. Then was it? Now Frank mentioned, I thought it was joking at first, but then he had mentioned something about how like he might have to go to court. Something about, and then I think he spoke more about this maybe later that night or through the week. It sounds like he's getting like sued or something along those lines. Like he hasn't given us any, like he said he would probably tell us more when he could, because there's, things you can and cannot say legally. Bill Cooper, yeah, the 50s had a seething underbelly, yeah. So he hasn't said, told us what he can tell us about it yet. It's just a little bit up in the air. Randy, yeah, especially the sci-fi stuff. I do love all black and white. Yeah, gotta love black and white stuff. Oh, Moon Bunny, glad you made it. Because Frank had mentioned in the chat room, like, hey, what would you do if I had to go to court or something like that? I was like, dude, I'd show up early. And Frank's like, oh, I'll give you gas money. Cause I would, if it was something serious like that, if I had to physically be somewhere in order to keep the show going, of course I would. Most of the things I do are with the Franklies in mind, so that would keep the show going. So of course I'd, move everything I could to, help out Frank if I needed to physically be somewhere. But since he hasn't told us what it's about, we just have to speculate. So I was assuming that, maybe somebody was suing the show because, quite frankly, turned them gay, and now we have to go to court over that, or, it's either that, or maybe somebody else is using the name quite frankly. But if that's the case, all Frank has to do is legally change his name to quite frankly. So his first name would be Quite, and his last name would be Frankly. And his wife and his daughter would just have to deal with it. Maybe he hasn't taught their daughter their last name yet, and they can just skip that and just teach her the Frankly part. Maybe that'll work, but yeah, that's really all we know. I don't really know what people can get sued for. I don't know. I would assume it's just the name because it's pardon me, it's a common phrase. But I don't, because I have watched over 300 episodes of Law and Order, and I did take notes, but I don't have those notes anymore. But I could like sit and just watch all those episodes again and like jog my memory. So if anybody has a Law and Order season 5 through Invaders and let's see, all of Law and Order SVU up until about season 10, and then Law and Order Criminal Intent, just the Vincent D'Onofrio episodes. I will be all caught up. Right, I used to love to go watch court when I was a kid, middle school. Now when I watch, I'm mostly appalled, yeah. One buddy said, I just started to watch YouTube on my TV, and it feels like Nikki is larger than life and literally in my living room. John Rogers said there was a channel called Quite Frankly that played Howard Stern shows. Okay, well, that's just them rebroadcasting stuff. Frank does original stuff. The first time when I first got my smart TV, I put it on a channel with It's called Hey Joshy Josh now, but before it was he had a different name. He did reviews on The Walking Dead, and you just like to see his head that big on my screen. It's like, dude, like you'd have to be like 13 feet tall and like through the floor if that was a real dude. Like that's too much guy, man. It's like a 43-inch TV just for perspective. I mean, is it a case where like does this person have fans? Because if you're just like mad at Frank for calling himself, quite frankly, and you think you're gonna sue him and get your way, you fucked with the wrong fan base. Do you know what fans can do? We just talked about Serenity last show. That movie got made because of fans. So I don't quite know who you think you're fucking with. I don't think you have fans that even have a name to go up against us. And never mind like the numbers we have, the number of Franklies we have. If you are fucking with my home, you're gonna get on my bad side. I don't even have to know this person's name. I'm not saying to like, I'm never advocating for anybody to like physically mess with somebody, like don't harass anybody online or in real life, nothing like that. I'm not making any threats. I'm not saying that I would never physically harm someone. But what I'm saying is like sitting here right now, like not knowing a single thing about who this person is, can still get to them. I don't have to look up nothing. I can do right like this and just think the right thoughts and get that person out of our lives. But you know what? Maybe it won't have to come to that. I'll be nice. I'll be nice before I bring down the full wrath. Brenda, that's right. We are Franklies. I don't know who this person is, but he probably doesn't have fans like we do. They probably don't have a balcony to smoke out on. What is their lore? What is their history? What is their what? What color floors do they have? Where do they hang up their pants? Like I don't know what this person thinks gonna happen. They think they're gonna file paperwork at our Frank and get what they want out of him. No. Frank's not just one person. Frank is all of us. So you fuck with Frank, you're fucking with the fan base. Brenda, yeah, sans pants. Like, do they probably wear? You know what? That's a very pants on attitude to have to sue somebody. Oh, John Rogers said Arden and I ran into that channel a long time ago. Like there were people saying they're like, oh, there's another, quite frankly, that such and such. You know, like just random comments this last week. I mean, there are like when you do go to search for, quite frankly, like it's other stuff comes up. It's not like just our Frank, frankincense. Let me just search. Quite frankly. Okay, there's our Frank. Let me actually search filters for channels and see if there's another. Yeah, there is like, quite frankly, colon a podcast about Howard Stern, and then like they're like URL, or they're like at like name. It's like goes on forever and a day. It actually does trail off at the end. It's so long. There are other people that call themselves quite like the at, quite frankly, that's our guy. Like no space, nothing. And then everybody else has to add on to that if they want to be quite. Like, I'm glad Frank got the quite frankly. That's what you want to do. Anytime something opens up, if you get a handle, go to all the platforms you ever want to be on and claim your handle so nobody else can. That's why I spent a whole day changing everything to Nikki M. Carlin. I don't want to say these people's names because I don't want to shout them out, because there is only one, quite frankly. And that's the other thing too. I bet this other guy's name isn't Frank. It's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Like I will memorize the two Utes line or scene from My Cousin Vinny to pass the bar just to walk up in there. I'll go Jack McCoy on their asses. I've seen enough. I was there for Law and Order. Oh, Edward, how you doing? Are you streaming from a MASH unit? I sadly, I have not watched that show. I know of MASH, I just have not seen it. I know there's a guy who was dressed in drag trying to like get kicked out, but they just made him stay. What's up, Dusty Blue? Edward Renee Sauce has some good lines in the chat room. But yeah, on Monday that was March 10th. That's Mario. MAR 10. Mario. It was Jenna's birthday. I didn't realize her birthday is on Mario. So that was cute. And I don't know if Frank misspoke or somebody just mistyped their comment, but Frank had said, anything else to say in clothing? So we got your naked comments and your clothed comments. I like that one. And I guess if Frank did need some extra money, he could open a Frankendales. That's what Dill Brody. That's what he said. DYL. Frankendales. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, I should. I gotta remember to save this. Frank said Grace still plays because I said in a comment, and then he said it on the show. And Grace still plays. Says quite frankly, and so now quite frankly has said Grace still plays, so I can clip it and like I have the audio clip. So that's cool. They both said each other's name. And this was I never I've probably seen this before and I never put it together because we're not on Ustream and I don't have to pseudo swear, but a capital C space capital U next with a capital N, Tuesday with a capital T. I get it. Wait, CUN. Oh, they're saying the people word from the UK. That's a cute way to get around saying cunt. Frank mentioned his mom used to get perms back in the day, and he used to like to, touch her hair, but you get a perm, it's like hard and curly for a while. Oh, Bill Cooper said, I will pray for Frank. Yeah. Yeah, Keck, see you next Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah, pray for the other guy. He's going to need it. Better pray you, like, go and unfile this page. I don't know how you unfile paperwork legally, but he better figure it out real quick. You are going to have a series of unfortunate events. But Frank said he used to like to touch his mom's hair. She'd get a perm, and then he's like, "Oh no!" And like the way he said, "Oh no," cracked me the hell up. That line read was great. Oh, Lisa Gray finally back. Frickin' phone calls, people banging on the door. No one follows my one rule: don't bother me after 3 in the afternoon, for fuck's sake. So quite frankly, comes on. God damn it. John Rogers, Jamie Farr promoted Tony Paco's restaurant during the show. That I've heard of Tony Paco's so much, and I guess it's in Toledo. Want to go to 4077th trivia? Max Meeks said, oh, that was the Tuesday show, too. See you next Tuesday. Haha, I get it now. I never know what day it is. Okay, I just put that together. The American dream is to own a house, your family loves you, and you can pass it on to your kids. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, MASH unit. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have not seen MASH. I would. It looks fun. I'll get like clips from it or showing oh, it's a Hungarian restaurant. Oh, cool. Again, Tumblr, one of the pages that I follow, it's like old movie stuff, actors. So like it'll be, let's say, like stills from MASH some every once in a while. Oh yeah, we need a fort, frankly, for Franklyville. It just can't be a town. We need a fort. It's intimidating. It looks cool in the front. So we should have a fort. I can't believe I didn't think of that before Tuesday. The Robert Altman movie is the one to watch, Edward says. Okay. Oh, pronounced 4077. Yeah, that's my bad for not seeing that show. Oh, I don't know if this exactly came up at Quite Frankly, but this is just something I've been thinking for a lot of years because a lot of people like to tell you how far they traveled. Especially when they drove. If they had to like drive, they never tell you like, oh, this took me so many hours to get to. They tell you how many miles you drove. I don't care. I don't reckon distance that way. I reckon distance with time, like an hour and 60 miles and 100 kilometers is all of the same amount of time. Moon Bunny said, Nikki Frank knows about your channel, right? Has he ever popped in? I have mentioned that when I was going to start the channel, I called into the show and said something. I think he does. I've definitely mentioned it at least twice. But no, he doesn't come over. He's, no. He might be busy doing stuff. I don't know what Frank does on Saturdays. His mom has been over though. Oh, Edward, 10,000 steps. Ugh. Yeah, if somebody is driven in a car, they will tell you how many miles they had to drive. I worked at a store like where like their local chapter of the store closed, so they had to come to ours. And every time one of them had to come from out of town, we had to hear about it. Like, oh my God, that extra half an hour you had to drive to get here must have been so taxing on your feet, your poor knees, your poor back. So I don't care if you drove from one side of the country to the other. That's great, good for you. But you were sitting down for that. And I understand there is like it does, it's not just sitting in a car to drive. You have to pay attention and not kill people and all that stuff. But now if you like say hiked or biked so many miles, okay, brag about it. Okay, like if you had to hike 5 miles, that's different from driving 5 miles. Who cares if you drove it? If you had to like physically move your entire body to get somewhere, like, yeah, let us know. That's incredible. But if you just drove that, who gives a shit? And it's even less impressive if you were flown. I traveled 5,000 miles. Yeah, in a fucking plane. You sat down and slept for most of it. You weren't there for it. Shut the fuck up. I just don't brag about shit that has nothing to do with you. Oh, John Rogers, I have a collector's beer glass from their 2007. They celebrated 75 years. Whoa. That is so cool. Moon Bunny said, yes, Mom has, though I thought I missed if he did pop in. Crystal Pistol, glad you made it. Oh, she hates to drive. I love to drive. I just can't, see afterwards with my eyes, but I love drive. I love having the, music playing, windows down. I can't sit around and watch Dark Shadows while I'm driving, though, so I just can't. Now Frank hasn't started. I don't, expect Frank to show up. I don't expect everybody I know to like show up here. He's a bigger channel than me. It would be like watch it be at a time when I was talking about Frank specifically, and then like he would like come in like, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. That's when Tuesday was when that dude the toy guy called in, and at the end of the call he called Frank Babe, buddy. He said Babe though. I went back and listened to it. He called him Babe. So can we call Frank Babe now? He didn't say no homo either. He didn't try to. I don't think he tried too hard to save it. Bill Cooper said, I have to head out early. I'll be 100% set up to call in next weekend. Oh, cool. Oh, would you hit me with the phone number before I leave? I look forward to saying hi to you. Yeah, the phone number is 419-359-8869. Oh, don't need a dash at the end. Yep, that's me. Edward Quite Nikki. Yeah, thank you. Wednesday was when I went out and got to hear Mayhem in the car. So, and then that's when I was starting to listen to like songs other than How Bad Do You Want Me? So I was listening to a few other songs and playing those. And I don't usually like play a lot of music. I'm trying to like, focus on Dark Shadows. But I was playing a lot of music that day. I was in a really good mood. And then we get to Quite Frankly and what happened on Wednesday night. What happened when we showed up? Do you remember? I know I'm asking a question. I shouldn't do that. Yeah, you, Bill Cooper. Take it easy. Thank you. That's when we showed up and Frank started playing Enjoy the Silence. Who doesn't like Enjoy the Silence? If you don't like the Depeche Mode version, you have to like a cover of it somewhere. It is such a good song. I love it. So Frank started playing and it's like, shut up, Frank. They're playing Depeche Mode. So that was great. I was just totally buzzing off of that. And that's when Frank had this was hot too. This is all one night. He was like wearing a white V-neck shirt and his Pornhub hoodie, but it was only zipped halfway down. Like slut. That was hot. And it was talking about the radio that night, like the Sirius FM, all that. What was that? I don't understand letting somebody else picking your songs in this day and age are quite seriously like the star. Dandy, Depeche Mode, my all-time favorite band, yeah. But as somewhere in the course of that night, John Volts told me his favorite Depeche Mode song was called Precious. So I looked it up, save it for later. I listened to it. I like that song, dude. That's on the car playlist. I want to learn that. I like that song so much. I like singing it. Excellent suggestion. I'm so glad he told me that. But I did mention that actually the first time I heard Enjoy the Silence that I was aware of was the Tori Amos cover. I don't know if you've heard that. Even if you're not a fan of her, it's still a good cover. It's just like very like just her and a piano singing it very like slow, very I like it a lot. She did I think she did like 97 Bonnie and Clyde by Eminem. She did do that, yeah, 97 Bonnie and Clyde. A few other she had like a cover album out years ago. But this guy called in and he was like very creepy and then he had to like mention all of the rooms he was a mod for Frank in. And he said his name was John. Like, I've never seen anybody go by just the name John as a moderator. So, like, why would you say you're a moderator but not say your handle? Creep me out. I'd never lead with that. And that's the last thing I want to say is that I'm a moderator. Yeah, that's right, Edward. A good cover of "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Oh, I haven't listened to that whole album in a while. I forgot about that. Dandy, I could talk about Depeche Mode all night. LOL. Oh, I wish I knew more about them. I just know like the few songs that I've heard I really like. I like they have it's Enjoy the Silence, but it's the like the demo version. Very, very moody, a lot darker. Not you can't dance to it. Dusty Blue. I like this guy on YouTube, Larry uh Monge Monge. Music mix is awesome called the New Wave 80s Mega Mix. Oh man. I've gotten enough 80s from Mayhem. It's got its place. Oh, Moby. Oh, this is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard in my life. He said he broke a light bulb. That's 7 years of bad ideas. So what the fuck? I've never heard that before. And do firefighters go tanning? I've never seen like a Dorito skinned firefighter. They're usually like white guys with like the pink cheeks from the fire, but like do they tan? Is there that one Californian firefighter who just can't get enough? Frank has not said this in years, but this is something like the finger quotes we drink for. Frank said in either case. He has not said that's just a Frank thing. Like there's just certain ways he has of talking. In either case is one of the things that just Frank, like he's one of the only people who like speaks that way. When he does, you have to drink. He said it on Thursday. Drink. Lisa Gray, that was hilarious. I cannot believe I've never heard that before. Edward says, anyone have thoughts on Chicken Man took too many mushrooms? Like chicken, comma, man, comma, took too many mushrooms. Like a chicken was just like in the field and found like a cow pie, and now he's just like tripping balls, just having trippy chickeny visions. Edward, the lifeguards and firefighters are the same in social up. They would. The fire guys and the water guys. Kathy O'Brien was on Thursday. This chick, she's the transformation. This chick's been through it. She her and Roseanne know each other. I think they were in a bumper for Pardon Any Lag. Uh for Christmas, Frank will have like all like the famous people who have been on his show will like send in a little like, "Hey Frank, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas" type of a thing. Like it was Kathy O'Brien and Roseanne and maybe Mel K, but they were all together. That's just a link to Kathy O'Brien's trans hyphen formation. That chick's been through it, like all like that terrible stuff people do to children. She went through it and lived to tell the tale. So that's that chick. She's cool as hell. She's hella based. I totally dig her, but I didn't expect her to mention the Spanish Inquisition. Oh, okay, cool. That's an awesome reference. Like she didn't do it in a silly way. She just like happened to mention it, and I don't think she got the. It was a like a Monty Python. I don't know if she goes for jokes for that. To be honest, I don't know if she's like she doesn't seem like she's a 100% like straight up serious person, and I don't mean like in a like don't take her seriously kind of way. Like she like there's a lightheartedness to her despite what she's been through. She's not say like a hard ass a bitter type of person. So like she just seems like a normal like cool chick who just has her eyes more open than other people. Like, sorry, I'm playing with my bobby pins. It just kind of gotta. You start adding more and more, and then you realize you should have just went back to the beginning. I just got these crazy flyaways. Like, I can't feel them, but then I'll watch this back and see them. Like, oh my God, why didn't I fix that? Tripping balls are a hazard. Edward. Moon Buddy said I have both of her books. She was my intro into MK Ultra knowledge. Oh, cool. Lisa Gray, I don't trip balls, but question reality all the time, right, Nikki? Yeah, yeah. It's all real, man. It's as real as you believe it to be. And Sandra Evans said that they survive on fear because there are more of us than there are of them. That's what Kathy was kind of getting on about. There's so many more, it's just like a few bad people doing very bad things, and then there's the rest of us. So they want us to think we're like the minority, but we're not. They are. That's why they try to make us think the opposite. And then Friday, the only thing I wrote down was a creepy shirt of his daughter. So I didn't understand what was going on at first because Frank had a shirt on. It's like when you make your own shirt and it's printed, so like it's like this whole solid like sheet of just like printing, and then it's like a black shirt. Uh, it was like a few pictures of his daughter, and it had her name all the way across it, and that creeped me out. And then like Frank kind of like zipped up his shirt a little bit, and I'm thinking, thank you, that's less creepy. And then somebody asked about it, and so he had to unzip his shirt and show us. Not quite as creepy because Frank did not make it so good. He has better taste than that, but it's bad because no, Frank did not make that shirt. Somebody else did. Somebody just like had the time to just sit around and collect maybe 6 different photos of his daughter from social media and then put them together in a template and put them into I don't know, website, and then like actually print it on a shirt and then have it physically made into a thing and then put it in a box with an address and a stamp on it and send it to Frank. And I know I'm explaining all of these steps. That is a minor child. And like, yes, I realize these are probably all images that are available online just for free for anybody to see, which is the second part of the problem. Edward said Frank puts the cheese on the beefcake. That just I had a good time on Friday. I couldn't write anything else down. I I know we had a good time. I couldn't tell you what happened because there was just that. And I'm not saying I was staring at the shirt all night. But okay, so now you're a grown man with a picture of like a child on a shirt and her name on it. What's to stop some creep from like seeing that and like saying her name at her and I don't understand. I just don't like it. I don't like the idea of people putting children online anywhere for any reason. It's just so creepy. It just creeps me right the fuck out. And maybe somebody sends you that and just like keep it at home where nobody else can see it, and then like just be like really like wary about whatever that person says to you for the rest of time, and wonder about their browser history, and if they live near a school. I Like that wouldn't be my kid. If somebody sent me a picture like that many pictures of my own child on a shirt, I would be calling all the people I needed to call to make sure that there were authorities on that person's doorstep. Brenda said when I came in, it looked like his skin under the jacket. Yeah, because it was like flesh colored, because it's like somebody's face. Like he really had a short cut off shirt. I was glad when he unzipped. Yeah, like I would prefer to him like just be wearing a belly shirt, please. Lisa Gray said, "Yeah, I concur." And Dandy agrees. Kind of weird. It's like I understand why like somebody would think that's like a sweet idea. Like I do get like the innocence of it. I understand that. But it would be something if say like a grandma was making that for like the grandchild to give to like their son or their daughter, something that again wear around the house, like not where the public can see it, kind of a cutesy like family haha thing. Instead, here's a stranger from the internet sending you clothes with your child's face on them. And like, yeah, okay, yeah, on the one hand, it could be innocent. Like, oh, I just want to, like, I think it would be cute to send Frank pictures of his daughter on a shirt as a gift. Here's an innocent thing. Yeah, okay. What about the other side of that? What's to stop some creep from just like downloading pictures of this child for, themselves? You don't know. I would not I would not want to put my child in a situation where I had to even think that somebody else was having that thought about them, but I'm wired differently. Crystal Pistol, yeah, make a picture board or something. It's and again, like I say, these are, pictures I'm sure they got from, like, I know where Frank does upload pictures of his family. I'm not going to say that right here, right now. Crystal Pistol, yeah, you didn't write any more down because you were in too many chat rooms. Yeah, I am trying to make like the last few weeks or so, maybe a month or so, I am making an effort to try to be in the Twitch chat room on Fridays. And I want to do it like make myself do it like on like a second, like I want to like work myself up to more, but like start like working my way into being in two chat rooms at once, because for a lot of times that's just the way it was. It was always YouTube and then Theta for like a few of us other folks was over there. So I want to get back into that. Yeah, that could have been it, Crystal Pistol, and just having fun and all that stuff. But it is just creepy. It's like, yeah, these are publicly available images of a minor child, and somebody just selected the ones, like, what was their like selection process? Is the one that they liked, the first few that they saw? What are the it's just no, the whole thing, it sounds like something that would happen, like, oh, here's just an innocent event that happens at the beginning of this episode of Law and Order SVU, and then Benson and Stabler got to come in, and it's the rest of it. Yeah. Crystal Pistol had too much brain, haha. It was different before. I think before, I think both of my other cats were still alive, so I was a little bit able to handle it. Plus, my eyes were a little bit better back then. But going from the like a year ago when I really couldn't see too well to them getting, slowly getting better now, it's all coming together. Just want to try to get back to some. You keep taking all these hits, and you want to come back up, and it just you only ever get so far before you get hit back down again. It's just this constant struggle. Yeah, Friday was a good show. It was just creepy as hell. That's just still. The more I talk about it, the more creeped out about it I get, and then just the fewer words I have, and it's just like, I need an adult. I need an adult. Where's my rape whistle? I need to just. It just creeps me out. Did you watch the? Was it the one season opener for The Walking Dead? And like, who cares if it's spoilers or not? But like, they're walking across this like a glass floor because they're in a museum, but like the glass floor is not very stable, so they gotta like try to get this themselves across before it breaks. That's how the whole situation feels. Like, this can just take a nosedive into like such creepy territory. So I kind of hope I don't see that shirt again. Like he said, whoever sent it, and I could go back and find out, but I don't want to like have that person's name in my head for the rest of time. So that is so weird. Dusty Blue, with the increase of AI, it's another draining energy to have to discern. Is this real or manipulated? Reminds me of the commercial. Is this Memorex or is this live? Yeah, I remember that advertisement. You just have to be a little bit more look out more for detail, like with animals and stuff. Like, they can't keep the whiskers straight if you happen to share like critter animal videos, stuff like that. They do have basically, if you're sharing a picture and it looks like something on Facebook, it's probably AI. One thing I notice about Facebook, it's like nobody, there's not a real picture or nothing on Facebook. It's just, I'm pretty sure it's all bots sharing pictures of AI. And I'm just there to, take pictures that people share from, John Carlin Media. So that's fine. And then people take like AI and like make AI of that and just like, I'm sorry if it looks like I'm sweating. I don't know why it's so sweaty hot in here. It's been fine. The guy in the chair with his hair blown back by the speakers, or Ella Fitzgerald and the broken glass. Yeah, the friggin' Memorex advertisement. Yeah, just a regular frankly week. If I didn't say this was today would have been my buddy who passed on Halloween in 2014. That's why I messed up now. Today was his birthday. It's always like whatever like day of the week my birthday's on. Like I know that's when the same day of the week his birthday's on, the same day of the week New Year's Day is gonna be on. And we were all born on Mondays. But yeah, got through it. I'm not gonna be sad today. I used to be sad in March until a few years ago. That stopped happening, so I'm glad to not be sad in March. But next week is just a regular Frankly week. I don't know about Monday though, because Monday's St. Patrick's Day, so I don't know what you guys are gonna do. But Frank does have his Monday coffee streams at 11 a.m. And then we just have a regular week. Pretty much. Oh, yikes. I do not have all the dates in here. Wait, this is March? I gotta put more of my holidays in here. Holy shit. But anyway, yeah, next weekend though, don't forget Coffee Talk with Sandra on pill.net at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm gonna be on. Allegedly, Zoso Dude's gonna be on, and King 40. You guys know him from the chat room, and Frank from Quite Frankly, the only Quite Frankly, named Frank. Right, yeah, he wouldn't want you to be sad. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just you really shouldn't even be sad when it gets around the anniversary of somebody dying, because it's like feel, you can feel sad for yourself, that's fine. But don't feel sad for them, like they're okay now. It's all over for them. It's just like you're the one that's hurting, not them. They're okay. Edward says the memory of the visual stimuli consumed is passed down through generations to Dusty Blue. That's true. And then this is also it's all this is in the description of the show. There's also the movie to watch for March, Runaway Train from 1985. That will be fun to watch and review, and I already know exactly one of the movies. If they still have it on Tubi for April, I know exactly what I am going to recommend. It's a movie that I have on DVD, but you guys need to watch it. If it gets picked, fine. If not, that's fine too. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Yeah, I am reviewing all of Dark Shadows from 1966 on this channel this year. I just got to my favorite episode. I just got through 494. But yeah, you can hear me talk about all 12. I forget how to say numbers suddenly. 1,245 episodes of Dark Shadows from the 60s and early 70s. And a couple of the movies here on this channel this year. If you are into soap operas from about 60 years ago, that is your thing. Oh, nice, John Rogers, the 27th. I'm celebrating 2 years of being alive. Hell yeah. He had to kick the Grim Reaper in the dick. That son of a bitch. And I'm not wearing it now, but I have it linked in the description for Gray Still Plays Not Today's Satan shirts. Not affiliated, just a huge fan. If you do want to try, quite frankly, Keto Brains, go there with the promo code Frankly. That's just Frankly in all caps to get a discount. Been on it for like a week or so. I'm gonna review it for the channel. I like this stuff a whole lot. Really gives you a real sort of like a kick in the pants in the morning, but not so hard it's gonna leave a bruise on your cheeks. Put it like that. So that's good stuff. Smash the like button on the way out. Don't forget your pants. Edward, yeah, nice to see you too. Glad you made it. Smash the like button unless I just said it. Don't keep smashing the like button because if you hit it a second time, that unlikes it. So don't keep tapping it. Just the once is fine. Oh yeah, have some good get some good sleep, have a good meal, listen to check out Mayhem if you want to just experience it. There's something in there that you are gonna like. It's got like a little bit of something you're gonna like, at least one song on there. I want to go to, so this was so much fun. Thank you so much. Hey, you're welcome. I'll be a chat back from the shop. Great. I know. I just watched my last show earlier today. It had me cracking up at certain points. I forget when that was. It's fine. Yeah. Have a great night. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. Stay warm or stay cool, depending how your weather is. It's all over the place right now. Yeah. See everybody around. Quite frankly, ways. Get brushed up on your Law and Order and or my cousin Vinny, just in case. But we'll be fine. It's fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. It quite frankly, keep coming here. Keep staying sexy. We'll get through it. We'll plow through. I love seeing all you guys. Thanks for giving me a platform so I can do what I like doing. I love going live. I love seeing you guys. There's nothing else is better than being live and seeing you guys in the chat room and just hanging out. There's not a drug. You can't go anywhere else for nothing like that. Oh yikes, beach app. It's very humid, warm, humid weathered conditions here. Ugh. That's not good. They get the opposite weather of us. So if we get like a humid, sticky weather, they're gonna get snow. So yeah, great seeing everybody. Until next time.